Is it working? Looks like it's working.
It's working.
It appears to be working.
It says live now. Let me check the audio.
Check that audio. Gotta check
the
that audio. You gotta go check the audio.
All right.
Gotta make sure.
Lujack, you need to stream your screen.
Oh yeah, that's right. Why do I always forget to do that? It's like the most important part of streaming, and I always forget that my partner needs to see the game in order to comment on it.
All right, and let me see if I can send out some invites and see if anyone joins us on this lovely evening.
Yeah, that'd be cool. In the meantime, I'll kick things off with this first level.
I am streaming tonight. I'm only out here because I was making macaroni and cheese. No, I can't risk the audio thing.
Can't risk the audio, bud. Can't do it. Sorry.
I always wonder, do you think country music is different in every country?
That would make sense. I guess. I don't know. I've never thought about it.
It'd be equally funny if it was like similar, but similar in like tone and theme, but just like in a different language.
That'd be neat. Oh god, why is there's so much crap on the screen? There's so many bad guys. Straight up ate that bird. That was a bone bird. That bird exploded. Okay, I don't know what. Taylor? I don't know what that exclamation point was supposed to do.
Yeah, I'm thinking. Hopefully there isn't too much audio in the background. I'm normally in my room, but tonight I was making mac and cheese, so I'm out in the kitchen, which means that there's audio coming from the TV room.
I don't hear anything from your end.
Well, that's good, because unfortunately we have a guest over, and they're out there. They're watching TV.
Out and about.
Yeah. Remember when we were like singing one of the bad lip reading Star Wars like songs, and you're like, "Wait, can we get copyright struck for this?"
Oh yeah, we were trying
like,
to.
Well, it was on Star Wars, but only the video was copyrighted. The audio was a song that they made up, and we're just singing the song. So we're separated enough that it's no longer a thing that's copyright. Unless the people from Bad Lip Reading were like, no, you can't sing that song.
It comes full circle. We were doing like a podcast thing at the time.
Oh yeah.
I kind of want to get back into podcasting.
That would be neat. I'm trying to remember. If I did a podcast, I would want to do it. I would want to do it like some of the quality. Quieter. Okay. I would want to do it like some of the other like quality podcasts I've listened to, where we have like dedicated segments. So we have like an intro. We set up like the main theme of like the episode, and then we find we sort of not study. What's the word? We cover a bunch of a particular topic. And then we do like a segment or something that's like dedicated to something else.
That could be cool. I've been listening to the Movie Mastery podcast because I don't really listen to tabletop podcasts, but that's like their main brand. But they have like another thing where they just review movies, which was what I actually listened to. And they were talking about how like there's not a single person who listens to this podcast that doesn't also listen to our System Mastery. And I'm just like, if you do that, then message me, because I wanna know who you are. And I'm like, I'm not gonna do that, man. You're gonna make me feel bad for not listening to your tabletop podcast. I'm not doing that.
You're already on Discord. You can go on there. You can tag the hosts personally and be like, hey, I'm LJ Bird Dog. I listened to your. I only listened to your Movie Mastery podcast specifically for.
Specifically, because I like movie podcasts. Oh man, that was dumb. There was no way for me to get that stupid crate out. Ah, that was bullshit.
Yeah, I should have made food earlier, then I wouldn't have to be eating on a stream.
Nah, it's fine. No one cares. No one cares that you eat on a stream. Can't even hear you. Ah, no! God damn it.
There's that one guy we used to stream with who was like always eating on stream and was like, it's a funny. He was like, oh yeah, it's like my bit, and I was like, it's a funny bit, but you eat so loudly.
It's a funny bit if it's not like distracting. If it's distracting, then it's just annoying. Aha! That's how you get it out. What about that, stupid... What are you... chomp things, but without the chain?
Yeah,
and
they
huge?
just eat through the ground.
Yeah, what even
That's
are
kinda
these?
terrifying.
Yeah, they're pretty terrifying creatures.
I like how intimidating it is that you can like see them off in the distance and then they just jump into the foreground.
Yeah, they're just like, what's up, motherfucker?
Oh, I forgot to hit the watch screen thing.
Ah, fuck.
It's still delayed. There we go.
You ain't even been watching? Boy?
I've been watching the stream on the People Learning's channel because I was looking at the comments.
Oh.
Jenny is here.
Hi, Jenny!
Jenny said, Bone Bird. That sucked.
It did suck. You know what else sucks? This stupid part. I can't fucking... Wait, what? Oh, okay, and apparently I saved right before I died. I don't know how that happened.
You keep doing that. I'm not sure how.
That's only the second time that's happened, and I don't know. That's weird. Like, I noticed when I did it the last time, but I didn't notice it this time. That's frustrating. Hey, so I think I mentioned this the other night, but I have been playing a lot of Mass Effect.
Yes, you mentioned that last time. I've been playing Mass Effect 2, just a lot slower.
He's been playing Mass Effect 1, 2, also, as well.
I have been playing Mass Effect 1, also. I'm sort of figuring it out as far as what's the word? Like, I went into it being like the only thing I knew about Mass Effect being that like you could permanently lose characters in the plot or whatever.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, no, there's specific times and places where that happens. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like reloading saves and stuff every time someone died in combat. And I ended up looking that up. I ended up looking that up at some point, and I was like, wait, do they just like die in regular combat? And it's like, no, they basically after.
What? No, they have to like.
Combat, yeah.
It's in story missions.
Yeah, it's only in story missions, which was really funny because like I was like, oh, okay. And so when I was doing that, after I learned that, the next time someone was like down, I was like, oh, okay. Well, when do they get back up? And like after you've like cleared the whole area, they'll get back up and be like, okay.
Yeah, you also have an ability that can heal them as well as yourself.
Yeah, what is it? Unity, I think.
Yeah, Unity, which is a great ability.
Oh, yeah, Jenny was right. That is a bone bird.
Yep, that is a straight up bone bird, my dude.
The dry bones of birds.
A dry bone bird. The driest of bones.
Man, some of them have little bombs made of beetroots.
Sometimes you're just a bomb. Sometimes you're just that one dude from One Piece, or that one dude from Naruto, or that other dude from Naruto.
I don't know all these dudes.
You know the one from One Piece. He was the bomb fruit guy from like Baroque Works.
Yeah, now I'm thinking of that one guy from Bleach, who it was like, oh, what's your power? Oh, I think it's like radiation. and like his like powers got out of control and he like exploded, and I was like, man, of course it's the guy with the like highly powerful but highly unstable abilities that doesn't get the like education in his powers and like runs off and explodes.
Obviously. Who else would it be?
It couldn't be like the guy who controls like the sand or something.
Right?
I don't like the vibe of this landscape. It's got like trees that look like they were like broken.
Yeah,
at some point. Like,
it's a bad vibe. It's a bad vibe.
yeah,
Bob.
I don't like all the bones. It's like this like wasteland.
It makes me think of Lion King for some reason, like the elephant
Yeah,
graveyard.
It's got that. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah,
Elephant
I love how
graveyard is no place for a prince.
there's something funny about how the elephant graveyard has such like a genius loci. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. Like it has such a specific vibe that you just entering it, and it's kind of like when you enter an area in a video game and like the lighting in the skybox changes.
Right? Ah, God
And you're like,
it.
oh, the sky changed color. I must be in a weird place.
Yeah. Or sometimes the weather just changes and you meet a weird dude who is too fancy to learn how to speak and the only words he knows is body lotion. That's a deep cut!
What was that, Crash Bandicoot?
Yeah, it was Crash of the Titans. Which I played. I played Crash of the Titans and Mind Over Mutant when I was like in high school. And I enjoyed them. Like, definitely not as much. Like, I enjoyed them the same way I enjoyed DMC, even though it's not Devil May Cry. You know? I enjoy it for, like, just the comedic value of its existence.
There is something funny about like a game being like the side game of a franchise. Oh, Jenny said board bone, and then Jenny said, I only watch Powerpuff Girls Z.
Powerpuff Girls Z. No, Dragon Ball.
Oh, right. I had a fun question. So I like having a cool, fun prompt question or whatever. And mine is, in the lead up to the release of No Man's Sky, Sony overhyped and overpromised, but they also somehow managed to make a collector's edition for what was essentially an indie game with a dev team of like 6 people. If you could make a collector's edition for an indie game that you think deserves it, what would it be? And what would it come with?
Wait, repeat the question?
If you could make a collector's edition, like a really expensive like version of a game that like comes with a bunch of like in-game stuff and like I don't know, figurine or whatever, what game would it be? What indie game would it be for, and what would it come with?
I don't have enough experience with indie games to really have an answer for that. Like, I haven't really been in the indie scene all that much. Although, I guess if I had to pick off the top of my head, I'd say Undertale. Or Deltarune.
Oh, good point. Deltarune, I'm trying to think what would it come with.
Well, that's the thing, like, I'm trying to think of, like, because is Firewatch an indie game? Because if so, that's one I would say, but I also don't know what that would, like, be, because, like, it's Firewatch. What are you gonna do? Like, it already comes with a soundtrack. What else are you gonna do?
It should come with a pair of actually working walkie-talkies.
That would be pretty sweet.
Like a Firewatch sketchbook.
Yeah.
Or a little model of a ranger tower, maybe.
Yeah. That'd be cool. Stupid piranha plant. Oh, I don't know how to get to that flower.
What would it be? I mean, I want to say like Desert Child because I was a big fan of that, but
no. I still have not played Desert Child.
Man, how have you not?
What? How
Yeah.
did I Oh my god. Damn it.
And for those at home, Desert Child was a game that I found on like I think it was like PS Now or something, because I was looking for like cheap or free games. Oh, Jenny says Slay the Spire with the character standees. I vaguely know about Slay the Spire, and that sounds pretty good. Now that I think about it, it's less about what games that I like the most and what games like have the most like amusing or obvious like collector's edition like perks.
You know?
Like I'm imagining like something like The Forest or something where it comes with like the axe, the little plane axe, like in like a case.
Right. You know what I was thinking? It'd be cool to have like story add-ons for Firewatch that I don't know. That focus more on like Delilah and
Bro, how did you win?
I don't know. But dude, yeah, I don't know how I won, but dude, I was thinking it'd be cool to have some cool story add-ons for Firewatch, but like from Delilah's perspective or something.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're like a DLC. Because I remember that.
That'd be a cool DLC I'd come up with for it. Yeah.
Man, it's funny because now that I think about it, yeah, the one thing that I feel like would be one of those like fan theories or whatever. What are they gonna do? Are they gonna make a sequel or one of those like side sequels like Outlast Whistleblower? Ooh, dude, Outlast. That would. What kind of wild stuff would Outlast have as like a indie collector's edition?
Is Outlast an indie game?
I think it is. The reason why it looks so good is because it was one of the early games that really utilized the I think it was the Unity engine, and the Unity engine does really good like shadows and lighting, and all you need is you just need to make sure that like you're putting the lights in the right places and that you're using high quality textures, that sort of thing. And I think they're one of the earliest ones to do that, and that's why it looks so impressive. Is that it was? I mean, there's probably plenty of bits that I don't really know that actually go into game development, but I know that I remember thinking, wow, this looks really good for an indie game, and learning that like Unity can make indie games look really, really good.
Ah, that's how you get up there. Neat. There's another question though, like what kind of DLC would you come up for, I don't know, like your favorite game?
Favorite game DLC?
What's that?
That's a good one. Lately I've been thinking a lot about, I think Dead Space. Which is funny because I'm pretty sure it got like a post-game deal. Oh my gosh, how are you supposed
Stop it! Oh, saving immediately! Jesus Christ! That was the most bullshittiest bullshit.
Oh.
That was the most bullshit thing that's happened so far!
Right, no. I was thinking, because I vaguely remember that Dead Space is like 3.5 games, where you got 1, 2, and 3, and 3 ends on this like huge cliffhanger that's got like the, what was it, Brother Moon or whatever, like a whole moon-sized like necromorph, this clump that has shown up near Earth, and it's like, oh, that's amazing! And it's sort of like implied that your main character like sort of died colliding with the moon or whatever. But then they released like a DLC that's like additional adventure where you like wake up and you're on the Brother Moon and you survive the crash. And I'm like, oh, that's actually pretty great. I really wanted this to continue, so yeah, sure.
Dead Space is a series that I have not gotten around to playing yet, but now that I have a PC, I want to play it on PC.
I would, oh man, I would love to. I'd love to see you play Dead Space. That'd be fun.
I played some Dead Space. I played the fuck out of some Dead Space. Okay, green, green, blue, blue, red, red, I think? Oh man, I already forgot. Taylor, did you remember any of those?
Oh. Sort of. In fact, oh yeah, the red one? The other red one? Oh.
The other red one?
There's a top right is the red one.
Wait, where?
Top right.
Top right.
Right.
Well,
There's only one top right. Then center row, immediate left. That one.
Oh, here?
Yeah. And I think that's the only one. Jenny, did you notice any of them?
I think this is the green one? No, that's the blue one. Fuck. I don't remember which one's the blue one.
Bottom, let's see, bottom slight left, I think was blue.
Slight left, like here?
Yeah.
Nope.
The heck is full mean?
Man, do you think I know?
I asked Jenny, maybe Jenny remembers them. Jenny, no.
Nah, man, I don't do that. No! You get fucked. Give me that question mark.
That's a Shy Guy ghost. Man, it's getting spooky in here.
Shy Guy ghosts. What? Oh no, he's running away.
Like a lava cave.
I don't know, but I must stump this creature. No!
Theft.
Theft of a baby.
Stealing.
Baby theft.
Pilfering. I like stealing.
He's stealing a baby, man. That's like illegal.
I love that meme. That's
wait,
like,
does that flame have a mustache or is it smiling?
Good question.
Ah.
Jenny, what do you think? Smile or mustache? There's another one.
Ugh. Whoop. Do. But yeah, you can lose comrades in Mass Effect, and it sucks if you do, cause like I'm on the third one now, and I've got like Garrus and Rex, and I just can't imagine how like much lesser the game would be without those guys. Like, imagine having to deal with Rex's shitty brother for the entire third game.
Because yeah, I asked Bluejack. I was talking to Bluejack about that. Jenny says both. Smile or mustache?
Both. Both.
No, I was talking to Bluejack about that, and he was like, yeah, so if Rex dies, you just get like his awful like brother.
Just a shitty brother.
Like, really?
Like his
There's just like a spare Rex.
There's just a spare Rex. Like his brother is so annoying that like he gets crushed in a tank or something, and Shep's like, is your brother gonna be alright? And Rex is basically just like, nah, he's dead, who cares, he was dumb. Just like, oh wow, okay.
just Rex texting back, real proud of you, or sorry that, or I'm not reading out all that, but I'm really sorry, or really proud of whatever it is.
No, Rex is totally the sort of dude that would tell you someone was dead, like, through a text message. And then you'd be like, who the hell does that through text message? And he, like, wouldn't get it.
You told the family their husband died. Through text.
Through text. I'm here to do this. You're here to rip up papers? That's a weird job.
That's a weird job.
Those were your medical licenses. You're no longer doctors.
Why is... You're your medical auditor guy sounds like way more constipated.
I don't know, man. You're no longer doctors. No, I loaded instead of saving. I meant to save. Ah, fuck.
Oh, you zigged when you should have zagged.
I flinched when I should have scurried.
What do those pails do?
They have shit in them. They got shit in them. Fuck off.
So as fun as Lego Star Wars is, it does get glitchy sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes to amusing effects. Like for instance, I think whenever you're in a close melee battle and it's like a boss battle, it like puts a filter on that like blurs the background, which is pretty cool. But one time I was Luke and I was fighting Darth Vader. I think it was episode 6. It's the climactic conclusion. And I'm fighting Darth Vader and like it zooms out, but the filter is still on, so everything in the background is blurry. Just like most of what I'm doing. And I was like, why is it so blurry?
Well,
it was just being a short-sighted Lego simulator. That reminds me, I can't. On one hand, I want to get like a cook. I think cooking simulators on the PlayStation 4. On one hand, I want to get a game like that because then I would learn recipes, whether or not I'd actually use them. But like, it would broaden my knowledge of generally how certain recipes and stuff work.
Right.
But on the other hand, I'm worried that Cooking Simulator might just be a meme, because every time I've seen someone play it, they struggle with putting plates down on counters without breaking them.
So it's like Surgeon Simulator.
Well, that's my hope, is that it's just like Surgeon Simulator, where it's not actually hard, it's just that YouTubers just pretend to suck at it.
Right.
Which, like, man, that was the thing that like made me lose faith in like every YouTuber that I trusted at the time. I was like, wait a minute, because YouTubers who would beat like Dark Souls and stuff, like YouTubers who like are good at video games in general, like play Surgeon Simulator and just make the worst decisions all the time. Like, they would start out being like memey and be like, oh, I'm making mistakes, and I'd be like, haha, that's very funny. But then like they would keep making mistakes and be like, oh, I'm struggling so much, and I'm like, are you for real though? Are you really struggling, or is this like part of an ongoing bit? Like, I do wonder, did like Markiplier or whatever, was he actually bad at Surgeon Simulator, or was he like handicapping himself on purpose?
Who knows? I have not watched Markiplier in maybe years. Maybe it's just that like here's the one takeaway is that what if they're not bad at Surgeon Simulator, like it's actually really hard, and I'm somehow just a savant at that specific type of game. Maybe I'm just
like
better than everyone.
The one game that I'm really good at
Maybe I'm unfairly judging people.
What?
Maybe I'm so good and I'm just unfairly judging people.
Yeah, it's just like, what? Well, I just booted up on my brain internet. You know your brain internet?
I just hacked into it with my brain internet.
Normal people don't have brain internet. They don't? No, I'm pretty sure you're a technomancer. Only technomancers can do that without having a cybernetic implant. Oh.
Oh.
Shout out to Neoscum, which I have not referenced in the longest time. I haven't listened to it in the longest time.
Honestly,
it's one of those shows that like it's fun to get into, but it has a bunch of plot that like it makes you want to like.
Oh, did you see that?
Yeah, he's got a bat. He's gonna bat it back at you.
Yeah, but it was a rat. I didn't think he was gonna bat the rat away. Hang on, that was awesome. I want to see that again. Hang on, let me grab the rat again.
What the little skull rat thing?
That was awesome. Hey, blah! No, fuck you.
Oh, wait a minute. They are normal rats. They just wear skulls on their heads.
Huh?
Imposter.
You were never dead. Why do they even have skulls? I don't think they put those skulls on themselves.
Not dead, just pretending. And then he like winks at the camera.
Not dead, just pretending.
That's oh man. The roll call by Auntie Donna. Auntie Donna's very hit and miss, but there's one skit that is actually really funny. Specifically called Roll Call.
Oh yeah, roll call's pretty fun. I like the kiln one.
The kill one is weird, but like it sort of works.
Get out of the kiln!
Oh no. Okay.
Well, oh no, too late. Can't get the coins now.
If this was an episode and I was doing editing, I would put in the quote from Boros from One Punch Man. Whenever you pick up a star, it's like, and with this ability, I go beyond the with this power, I can transcend the limitations of flesh.
Of flesh, haha. Boros was such a
Baby Mario.
Yeah, it's just Baby Mario. Boros was such a cool anime villain.
Yeah, I think it's what's the word? One Punch Man is tricky. Is a tricky like type of comedy because like in order for you to set up a problem, it has to be a problem that One Punch Man doesn't know about or can't solve by punching. Right.
Because the second he knows about it, he'll just show up and punch it away and everything's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why, like, I was thinking about this. I was like, you know, I was talking to folks about how, like, I feel like in Marvel, if you become too powerful or too useful, you're just banished from the franchise. Because technically Doctor Strange is sort of marginal, where he can be fought, but only by other Doctor Stranges apparently, or himself.
Right.
And he can be beat or whatever, but only because like he isn't like Sans and just uses all of his abilities at once. He always like uses one ability at a time, and then the villain like foils each one in sequence. But then you've got but theoretically he's relatively powerful, and I feel like it's hard for him to like show up and stuff. But then you've got like Captain Marvel, who's just the One Punch Man of the franchise, because like she like in Endgame you have like the giant like spaceship that's causing a bunch of trouble, and she literally one-shots it. She flies through the ship, she punches a hole in it, and blows up.
Right.
She really Luke Skywalker is a ship. And I'm like, and I was thinking, I remember telling my friends and stuff, or I told my brother about this. I was like, yeah, I feel like once you get too powerful, you're just not allowed to be. You're not going to be allowed to be in the Marvel stuff because they don't know what to do with you anymore. And he's like, well, yeah. I mean, what are you supposed to do against? How are you supposed to balance Captain Marvel? I'm like, it's easy. You just turned it into a comedy. Just make a show where your main problems aren't supervillains, that they're things that you can't necessarily punch, but whenever a supervillain shows up, it's like One Punch Man, where they're a huge threat, and then Captain Marvel shows up.
Right.
Like, that would be really funny.
That'd be neat.
Yeah, and I don't even know where to go with, Oh, sorry, hold on, I haven't noticed the chat here. Jenny says, me, I've been dead, I've been going. Who's opening the bag? Jenny says.
Wait.
I don't know which bag.
What? What are you talking about, Jenny?
I mean, I'm opening and closing things, but that's because I'm putting away dishes or putting away some stuff because I made, macaroni.
Mac and cheese. What?
But it's funny because I'm thinking about like Multiverse of Madness and how it's gonna be Doctor Strange and Wanda, and like I think there's still a power rift between Doctor Strange and Wanda because like Doctor Strange has like a finite amount of spells, and like I said, like usually just uses one at a time, whereas Wanda can just like we don't really know any limitations to her power, so we don't really know where they stop.
Right.
Like, it's easy to forget that, like, during WandaVision, she like mind controlled a whole town and changed like how like physics and stuff worked to make it like work alongside whatever the genre of the show was. And it blocked all communications and LiDAR and whatever. But people forget that, like, also anyone inside of the Hex was basically, like, deleted from everyone's memory. Which is why, like, people weren't just calling going, hey, I just tried to call someone in Westview and the call didn't go through or whatever. The only reason people knew that Westview was around was because like one of the guys investigating it was recently unblipped or whatever. It was the opposite of the snap, you know? And people from before the snap just seemed to be immune to that effect. So, which means that among Wanda's seemingly limitless power, one of them was just like memory erasure from like outside of that realm, which means that there's no range limit, which is just bonkers. Like, the more you think about WandaVision, the more powerful Wanda seems.
Yeah.
So my whole concept for Multiverse of Madness is they need to figure out how to like balance Wanda back to like something that isn't like an SCP entry.
Right.
I mean, either that or just make it that Wanda fights SCPs. Like, that would be really cool. They're like, hey, we need you to do superhero stuff. She's like, well, I don't really do superhero stuff anymore. I mean, I didn't do it very well originally, and I got really sidetracked, and I wanted to start a normal life. And they're like, yeah, but we have like some huge monster. We got like a stag that controls physics and can like eat black holes and stuff. She's like, okay. we got I don't know, we got evil Doctor Strange or something. I'm trying to think of what would actually
Wait, who is the other Doctor Strange? The person that he's like married to, who sometimes takes up the mantle?
I don't know. I can't remember her name, so I'm going to call her Mrs. Strange.
Well, I'm trying to remember because she's like currently teamed up with another character in the comic book. I don't know if that's like currently right now or if this is like slightly older, but there was a comic book series where like the female Doctor Strange was teamed up with like the female version of another character, and I can't remember who it was.
Cool. Was it Thor? That would be
no, I don't think it's Thor. I want to say She-Hulk?
That seems pretty cool.
Yeah, that's something I would read.
Here's my thing though, is that like I'm way chiller right now because I'm on the stream and I'm having a good time, but like I swear yesterday I had the worst revelation and I got so mad because I was like, you know, the more I think about it, like I recently rewatched a bunch of WandaVision, and like Wanda's super powerful, but never really like, she doesn't face any sort of like consequences, but also doesn't really learn her lesson because she's like, I'm gonna leave Westview, I'm gonna leave everyone alone. But then like she goes off into like a cottage to, I guess, to like use the Darkhold to learn dark magic to find her kids somewhere in the multiverse. And I'm like, okay, that's a terrible idea for multiple reasons. One, because you know that the Darkhold is like evil magic, and you might run into something that's even more powerful than you. And two, who do you think the kid's mom is? Do you think... Are you just hoping that it's like a triangle situation? Shout out to anyone who gets that, where like she wants to steal her kids from a worse version of her in the multiverse?
That'd be cool.
Because, like, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that would be a really interesting twist. if just like Doctor Strange, if you run out of people that can face your character, the only people that can fight is themselves. So she's like looking for her kids, and she just finds like a version of herself.
Right.
Which seems neat, but it's also kind of dumb because that's what everyone was annoyed at with Iron Man villains. They're like, no, we don't want a villain that's just a bad guy version of the same with the same power set.
Right.
But yeah, I really hope that Multiverse of Madness has more of that like philosophical fantasy, or sort of what you call philosophical fantasy, where they have to fight something that that is hard to punch, and it's more of like they have to deal with their own stuff. Because the thing is, like in WandaVision, Wanda supposedly like went through her memories and dealt with a bunch of trauma, but she still went back to the Darkhold, and she also didn't. She also like basically retired, which means that which means that at best she's a neutral character. She didn't go into superheroing after becoming like one of the most powerful characters on the planet.
Right.
It would be. See, now I want Scarlet Witch and Spider-Man, where his whole thing, he's just like the moral anchor of the story. And they didn't tell me that with unimaginable power comes zero responsibility. But yeah, I got so mad because I was like, this character isn't resolved. You didn't resolve this character, and don't tell me that it's supposed to be a setup for another thing. Because if you have it a setup for another thing, you have to have at least one other character who says, "Oh, this isn't resolved. We should do something." Like that you can't just leave something unresolved and assume and have it that the audience will go, "Huh, that didn't seem finished." They probably do it in the next one.
Right.
So that's what I was grumpy about. But yeah, the Multiverse of Madness should be interesting because I do wonder what the heck there is supposed to be a big enough threat that the Doctor Strange and Scarlet Witch don't like immediately beat it.
Yeah.
I heard recently that like they couldn't what's the word? So have you seen the recent trailer to Multiverse of Madness?
I didn't even know Multiverse of Madness as a thing or existed. Dude, you're talking about shit I can't contribute to because I'm not keeping up with that.
Okay, well you'll know enough to get this. So like in the trailer, Doctor Strange goes through like a SpongeBob looking door. I say SpongeBob, like a big submarine looking door thingy hatch, and he's in a bunch of floaty magic-y realms, and there's like what looks to be like a council chamber, and you see just like an old person's hand, and you hear a voice that says something, I forget what he says, but like it's clearly the voice of Patrick Stewart, the guy who played Professor X, and
right.
Everyone knows it's him, everyone knows it's him, everyone knows that he's been cast, but no one's allowed to say that it's him, and no one's allowed to say that it's Professor X for some reason. Which is really funny to me, because it's like, guys, you can't do this again. You already did the big, like, ooh, we're not gonna say what it is, with like, Spider-Man No Way Home, and then, like, someone leaked, like, video of Andrew Garfield on set in the costume. But like, I'm just imagining, like, man, the only way that they could make this not like a twist, a double twist or whatever, is if it's like, if he's being interviewed by the Illuminati, the like group of super intelligent beings or whatever, and it just pans up.
Jesus! No, go away!
Hello.
I
Big,
forgot you
J-Mag.
existed.
Oh no.
Hate that guy.
Sorry. I was really on a roll there. I didn't even notice you were fighting I assume a bow that has gained sentience.
Yeah.
Kind of like one of those dumplings. Yes, it's called Bao because it's about, about. He is the bun. Bro, don't be rude on my stream. I gotta get out of here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Right, no, but I'm like, yeah. Bro, I am on a stream right now. Can it wait? And you need to put the dishes in the dishwasher. Okay. Well, then I'll have to wait until after the stream. I'll be right there.
Yay, got a key! Man!
Okay, I'm back. Finally done with my food. I'm going upstairs where it's less loud and annoying.
Coco.
I was thinking though, man, it would be so funny if it like pans up and it's just Patrick Stewart in like his Starfleet uniform. Like it's him as Jean-Luc Picard. Like everyone was like, oh well, just like Disney owns like Fox now. They can have Professor X, and instead it's just Star Trek. It would be so funny.
That'd be pretty great.
It'd be really dumb, but I'm just like, what else are you gonna do? We know it's him.
Oh my god.
Now that I think about it, I feel like we'd get a lot more like twists with characters if what's the word? If they were being more twisty with If they're more twisty with the casting. You know, like they didn't know what's his name was gonna be playing like Kang or whatever.
Right.
And it's like, well yeah, because Kang is everyone thinks that Kang is like, purple, not like just a black gentleman. Someone from Earth or whatever.
Which Kang should be purple, man. Okay, look. If your character has weird skin, they should just have weird skin because it's more interesting.
I mean, on one hand, yes, but on the other, I'm thinking like I always just assumed that the purple was part of his like suit, that it just like it's just melded to his skin.
I always assumed that he like mutated into a weird purple dude somehow, because isn't he supposed to be like also another version of Iron Man, like a younger version of Iron Man?
Yeah. You know, there was a gag. Well, not a gag. There's a scene in the Avengers cartoon, the more recent one. I think it's still going. That was like my favorite use of the Spidey sense ever. And they're like fighting Kang, and meanwhile Spider-Man, he has to like pull like a lever that will like send them back in time to like I think like before Kang got there. But the other like two levers will like collapse the timeline or something. And so he walks up to one of the levers and he's like, well, Spider-Sense, don't fail me now. And he like reaches for one and he's like, whoop, nope, it's not that one. Like, and I was like, he's right though. He's right. It's wrong. It's dumb, but it's true. If your Spider-Sense protects you from danger, then theoretically, if pressing a button like explodes a bomb, then you just keep putting your finger over one button at a time until one of them doesn't tingle, and you go, okay, that's the button.
That is pretty clever.
He's doing that crystal thing from Rick and Morty, where it's like, okay, I just guide myself by this crystal until it gives me what I need. I'm ashamed to reference Rick and Morty. It's like occasionally got some clever ideas in there. Marginally sci-fi.
I've gotten to the point with Rick and Morty where like I'm really just enjoying it the way I would an episode of like, I don't know, American Dad or whatever.
Yeah, I see. I guess you could see it like that.
Like, I still watch it, I just don't turn into one of those weird wubba-lubba-dub-dub people who thinks it's more important than it is. You know, it's Rick and Morty, it's fine, it's here, it's a fun
do you watch
time.
Rick? I'm just imagining, like, oh man, I'm just imagining the classic joke of, like, taking an American show, using the Japanese title for it, and then being like, oh, do you watch, like, Rikusu Mortico? It's like, what? And then I'm like, do you watch it subbed or Wubba Lubba dubbed?
Wubba Lubba dubbed.
Jenny says rigor mortis. Rick and Mortar is the show about rigor mortis. There's a summary of that show back when it was on like its second season that like it's wild that they like got the formula down to a science where they're like where they're like Rick and Morty is the story of Rick and Morty. You got Morty's kid, Rick who's the scientist. Rick is cynical but always has to be right, and Morty in every episode Morty learns that doing the right thing is somehow the wrong thing.
Yep, essentially.
Which I think is like the most frustrating part of like any episode is that there'll be a lot of like cool stuff for like or sci-fi and whimsy, and then they'll just be like, what if we just, what if they just did the wrong thing and somehow it worked? There is some cosmic humor to be found that Adult Swim, like it's like the folks who run Adult Swim, like think NFTs are stupid, but the writers of Rick and Morty are really into NFTs.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah, there was like one of those Adult Swim bumpers. Someone actually, I wasn't sure if it was real until I saw someone record it like on their TV as they were watching it, instead of like it being like a full digital copy.
Right.
But it was one of those Adult Swim bumpers, you know the ones, and it was like a tweet in there like, hey, Adult Swim, you should really make NFTs. And then it just like it goes to a thing that just says like, yeah, like we need a hole in the head. And then everyone's like, yeah, cool, rad. And I was like, you know, that's really funny because like the guys who make Rick and Morty are like really into NFTs. And I'm like, oh man, it would be so funny if that was an actual conflict of some kind.
Right.
But it would only work if there was like another show out there that was like its rival, that had like parody versions of the writers of Rick and Morty. And like, oh, we're really into NFTs. I don't like how dark this castle is. Whoa, okay.
Jeez.
This castle is full of rats. Rats.
I don't like how maze-like this castle is. I don't know where I'm... Oh, hello!
Oh, he's a mimic!
Wait!
Oh, okay, bye.
Wait! I did that by accident, but Taylor, look, watch, hang on.
Okay.
Hang on. Oh, gee, wonder where that key is. Okay, that's a giant blob. Tell you what! Oh, god damn it, he ruined it. I was gonna walk out the pipe. I was trying to do a 12-ounce mouse bit.
Maybe he's got the keys in him.
I think he does.
Do you have
Yeah, look sad, bitch.
Oh, I thought he was full of melons or something. I thought those were, honeydews or something. Dude,
Honeydew.
We were right.
Tell you what.
It really, I feel like you need to do something before you leave, though. That's why the drinking the bottle is so much funnier.
That's
true.
true.
Set up and pay up. For those at home, the 12-ounce mouse bit is this bit. It's a bit from the show 12-ounce mouse.
Which, if you haven't seen 12-ounce mouse, it's fucking trippy, but I recommend it.
It's one of those shows that like is completely bonkers and slowly figures out how to make sense. At least supposedly.
Yeah.
But because of that, because it's one of those like shows that gets like better the later it gets, it's also a show that like to people who've only seen the first few episodes, like when you say, oh, you should watch 12-ounce mouse, like they think you're joking.
Oh yeah.
Which I did. Like I met someone who was really into it before I had seen that much of it, and I was like, it's got like the art style is like really bad, and like it's kind of bonkers, and I don't know what the plot is, and they're like, no, it actually does get really good.
Like it picks
like,
up, man.
It has to build up.
It really evolves. It comes back to all these nonsense things and makes sense out of them.
But there's this bit where the titular 12-ounce mouse goes to like a convenience store, a liquor store or something, and he like will pick up a beer and go to like the counter, and he's like, well, I don't have any money or something, and he's like, well, how are you gonna pay for it? And he's like, tell you what. And he like drinks the entire bottle, puts it down, and then just leaves.
It just pops out.
And like, it's a good bit. It's a quality bit. Did I ever tell you? I don't know if I've said this one on stream. One of my favorite like cartoon jokes ever.
Yeah.
So, and this is a weird one because the show it's from isn't really a comedy. There's what's it called? There's this show called The Midnight Gospel, which I wanted to praise it for being like one of the few like adult comedy shows that is actually, or not adult comedy, like adult cartoons that like uses the adult part just for like mature themes instead of just like having a kid cartoon plot with more blood.
This far. Now it's over. Your game is here.
It looks like a different game is starting over here. It just looks like I forget what it's called. One of those block breakers.
Yeah, this is a whole different game that's about to happen. Sorry, what were you saying?
The Midnight Gospel. So, and on one hand, I really want to praise it for basically being a series of episodes about like life, living, mortality, spiritualism, that sort of thing. But the thing is, it's not like it's just a series of animations that they put on top of podcast episodes, which really messes with me. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a good show, and it's got some really interesting and trippy animations, but it does bother me that, like, at the end of the day, like, the content, they didn't, it wasn't, like, a script that someone wrote, it was, someone took a podcast from, like a decade and a half ago, and like put animations on it. I'm like, that's clever and all, but that means that I can't praise it as a show that dealt with like mature themes or whatever, because it wasn't a show that was written for that. It was the podcast dealt with that, and someone animated on it. Like,
right.
It wasn't written as a script.
Right.
So it's marginal, but it's a good show. And the Midnight Gospel has this one bit where the main character guy, he needs help with his like a computer, which is like it's like a universe generator. It like simulates universes. It's all very trippy, but he needs trouble calibrating it or something, and he sees this like plane flying by that has like, need to fix your computer, call 1-800 whatever.
Right.
And he's like, huh, all right. And he's like, and while he's like typing in the number, calling and waiting for the answer, you see the plane like turn, land on a runway like in front of him, because he lives out in the middle of nowhere next to like a big open patch of dirt.
Right.
But you see the plane like turn, land, the guy gets out of it, slowly walks towards him, right next to him, pulls a phone out of his pocket and answers it. It's this whole process where you can hear his phone ringing in his pocket, and he answers it right next to him, and he was like, hello?
Right. That's awesome.
It's beautiful.
Well, so, that's gonna do it.
My favorite gag in a cartoon.
Well, that's gonna do it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching.
I've been Taylor. That's been Lou Jack. We're
People-orients.
We're the People-orients, and I'm reminding you to I don't know, play Mass Effect and I don't know, watch Big City Greens or something.
Stay awesome and have a beautiful day.
And I'm reminding you to take care.
Make good choices if you play Mass Effect, because you will have to replay them if you are too upset with how tainted your playthrough becomes, and it will suck.
And I was trying to remember what the order was. Take care. Stay awesome. Have a beautiful day. We'll see you next.
See you next time. Bye. Go play Mass Effect. Mass Effect is so good. Wait, fuck. How do I end the stream? This always happens. Okay, there's the end button.
Longest stream.
Okay, bye.